70 AD, the Romans come in, destroy the city and the temple, reduce it to ruins, begins the scattering of the Jewish people to the ends of the earth. In the next century, the Roman Emperor Hadrian bans all Jews from Jerusalem, and he renames it, makes it a pagan city dedicated to Jupiter, builds pagan shrines around the city of God, and bans the Jewish people, except on one day a year. He allows them to come on the 9th of Av, the day that the Romans destroyed the temple. Rome renames the whole land. Rome says we must erase this land of Israel and erase any connection to the Jewish people. So they come up with a name, and the name to erase the connection, and they call it Palestina. Palestina comes from, in the Bible, when it talks about the land of the Philistines. And so the Romans literally called the land of Israel now the land of the Philistines, Goliath, the enemies of the Jewish people. It was never the land of Israel was never the land of the Philistines, but they call it that, so it becomes known, Palestina, as Palestine. Throughout 2,000 years, people call it Palestine. That was a way of trying to erase the connection that God gave to Israel, call it the land of the Philistines. To this day, to say somebody to call it Palestine, it literally you're saying it belongs to the Philistines. Some churches and Bibles, older ones, hopefully not so many newer ones, have maps that say Palestine in the time of Jesus. There was no such thing as Palestine in the time of Jesus. If someone says, I'm a Palestinian, literally what that is saying is, I'm a Philistine. It's the same word. So the Romans take it over. They ruin it. They leave it in ruins, but then they paganize it. Then Rome splits into two, east and west. The east is called Byzantium. And they Christianize, when the gospel comes, or at least when it's, quote, Christianized under Constantine, they start Christianizing Jerusalem, make it holy sites. Constantine's mother chose different sites. But the Byzantines also persecuted the Jewish people as well. Then a new force rises up in the world from the deserts, from the Arab lands. A traitor named Muhammad rises up, and Islam begins to sweep across from the desert to the west. Ultimately, they take Israel from the Byzantines, they take Jerusalem. They are shown the holy sites, and so what they do is they take every holy site they can, and they either convert it to Islam, a mosque, or they build a mosque near it that's higher. On the Temple Mount, they build the Dome of the Rock on the mount where the temple stood, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque. They make it the third holiest site in Islam. Jerusalem they call Al-Quds, meaning the holy, similar to the Hebrew word kadosh. Did Muhammad ever go to Jerusalem? Never. Later they added a tale where he in a vision went to Jerusalem, and it doesn't even that doesn't say, it says went to the ends of the earth. How many times is Jerusalem mentioned in the Quran? 0. They actually, though, take the idea of Jerusalem and they replace it with Mecca. So instead of facing to Jerusalem, as all the Jewish people do, they turn to Mecca. That's where that came from. Muslims now rule the holy city. Jewish, Christian holy sites, many of them converted or they're overshadowed. Jews and Christians are treated as oppressed peoples. Then the Pope in the Middle Ages calls for a holy war to rescue Jerusalem. I mean, the Holy Land, but Jerusalem. He calls for it. They are called the Crusades. Crusades, we've always heard of it. Sometimes their evangelists have called their gatherings crusades. Not a very good word to use, though. Not if you're going to win Jewish people or even Muslims. Because the Crusades, the Crusaders, they ended up not only killing people, killing Muslims, they killed Jews. They wiped out Jews on the way. They killed other nominal Christians. They wiped them out too. They take Jerusalem. Jerusalem now is part of the Crusader kingdom. It lasts a little while until they are defeated by Saladin, defeats the Crusader army, and again Jerusalem is under Muslim rule. During the Muslim rule over Jerusalem and the land of Israel, there's not one Muslim dynasty, there's several factions that take over from the next to the next to the next. Then, in the 1400s, comes the rise of a new power, the Ottoman Turkish Empire. The Ottomans take over Israel, they take over Jerusalem, and they take over the Arab world. The Ottomans are not Arabs, they are Muslims, but they're Turkish. They're seen by the Arabs as an occupying force. The Ottomans will rule Jerusalem and much of the Middle East for 400 years. The Ottoman Empire becomes increasingly anti-Jewish as it goes on. Then comes the modern world. 1914 comes the First World War. And the Ottoman Empire enters the war on the side of the Germans, the Axis powers. The Allied forces prevail, and one of the key Allied powers is that of the British Empire. 19th century, the British Empire undergoes revival, a revival of the gospel. And in the revival comes an increased love for the Jewish people, an increased interest in the Holy Land and in end-time prophecy. The prophecy that God would restore the land of Israel to his ancient people.
To find out how you can receive more of Jonathan's teachings, to receive special free gifts, or get in touch, go to hopeoftheworld.org or call toll-free 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821. You can also get more at Jonathan Cahn's Facebook page or write us direct at Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA. Hope of the World is dedicated to the goal of spreading God's Word and salvation to every land and people. We do this by spreading the Word throughout the world and sponsoring compassion projects to the most poor and needy around the earth. To get in touch or have a part in God's work, just write to Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA. Or go to hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821.